Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV with my co-host Jeremy Scipio
Yo, what's going on, people?
and the special guest, a true DJ. You know what I'm saying? A true DJ, and shame on me. Shame on me, man. I didn't know who Swift was, and basically Lies, Randall, Garcia, Dave's cousin. You know what I'm saying? He go by so many. You know what I'm saying? I started following him on Instagram, and he was just going hard for this guy, DJ Swift. You know what I'm saying? DJ Swift and Parrish. He's just going hard on these two cats. I know Parrish. You know what I'm saying? Parrish. You know, Parrish stopped me from from letting the beast come out in Amsterdam, man. You know what I'm saying? He pulled me to the side. He shugged on my coattail, man, and calmed a very irate youngster myself down. You know what I'm saying? And talked me into just making some better decisions. You know, overseas. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, and but you were the other gift to the whole Hit Squad. PMD plug, Lies, Garcia, Randall, Dave's cousin. You know what I'm saying? And it's a trip, Jeremy, because I was talking to Swift about maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's crazy because like Parrish and I we don't speak all the time, but like when we talked in Amsterdam, and then the times that we've talked afterwards, like literally it's like we family, like it's like same vibe, like on straight up you know, financial empowerment type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Forward thinking, not just about the hip hop thing, but just some good brothers chopping it up. Which the same conversation is when I talk to Garcia. You know what I'm saying? That is the same conversation. And then I was talking to Swift and Garcia, and it was like the same conversation. And it's crazy because it's like brothers that you never really like. I haven't kicked it with Garcia, I haven't kicked it with Swift, I've kicked it with P a few times, but it's a trip how you can just meet people and you just on the same progressive energy. You know what Absolutely. I'm saying? Like on something like put it this way. So we got some Pharcyde TV / Hit Squad / Lion Mains Records, a Twitch situation about to jump off, where we Pharcyde TV partnering up with the Lions Mains and Hit Squad to get some stuff going. So the way my mind thinks is, okay, we got P, we got Garcia, Swift, he's dope on the wheels, I'm ready to go. Swift was like, whoa. He was like, it gotta look right, and on top of it looking right, you know what I'm saying, we need to do a little research to figure out how we want to roll it out. And so then that made me respect them also, because you know me, I was just looking at it like, okay, we got 3 people or 3 situations coming together where, you know, no one would expect for like the Hit Squad to link with Pharcyde TV, Splendid Radio, Lions Main Records, whatever. And so I'm just so hyped, excited, ready to go. But then Swift, he was thinking that forward thinking, like, nah, man, if we do this, like, we've got to make it look right. Like, it just can't be anything. So anyway, that's my introduction. Anybody who don't know, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I'm talking so much on it, I shot Jeremy that record pool clip that you have on Instagram, so that he would know who you are. And I get hyped every time I see it, man. You done got me hyped. you got me hyped up. Like it's this cat that plays the bass online, and his name is Mono Neon. And,
yeah.
Like real dope bass player. So when I see him play, I'll be like, woo! I'll be feeling the same way when I see Swift on him wheels. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, man, what city did you grow up in, Swift?
Well, I grew up in North Carolina, Durham, and you know what I mean? That's it. Raleigh.
Duke.
all of this is the city right here. This is it. And of course, New York. I had New York, Baltimore, different places, moving around, just moving around. There's always, like being busy, through my family life and through my musical journey.
So when was the first time you heard hip hop?
Well, when I was about 7 years old, my brothers, they DJ. So, you know what I mean? Like my brother DJ Cool Ray, he had the turntables, he had the equipment. They were doing shows and parties everywhere. So, I got the equipment was in the house. So with our mother and us, we was the brothers all in the house together. They were my older brothers. So, when you got older brothers, you like whatever they doing, you watching. Mm-hmm. So I'm watching the turntables and they playing records in the house. So I'm like, that's like wanting to be on the football team and be popular. Because your brother's playing football, you like, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. So when I got the chance, my brother put me on the turntables. And I was like, yo, like, it just felt so good. You know what I mean? Like, when you 7, I was always like ahead of my time. So when I touched them, it felt right. At 7 years old, I don't know. It just felt right, and he taught me the basics, which is blending, like club records. I didn't do hip hop at first. I was doing club records.
No break beats?
No, sir. None of that. Not in the beginning. Like my story is
that's bad. Crazy. So yes. You learned the reverse.
Yes, sir. So yeah, it's wild. It was like, it's a mental thing to me because the BPMs for club music is way faster than hip hop BPMs for hardcore hip hop. Mm-hmm. Because we was dealing with more 90, BPMs, and then the club stuff is like way past that. You know what I mean? Super faster. So brother, he was grooming me for like the fastest stuff, and then the BPM it down. So I was able to conquer all the most complicated BPM stuff first, then went down to the easy street. So this is what it is. Wow. And I wasn't okay.
It's okay. I guess I go. How do you feel? Let me see. How do you feel about the first time you heard Run DMC?
Oh man, felt like a kid in the hip hop candy store. Everybody like that. When you heard Jay behind D, and Run, it was like it was like adrenaline, man, because you wanted to be in the spotlight. You wanted to be that DJ that was in the spotlight because of Jay. You know what I mean? And then the fact that they got hit records and the hip hop they was doing and always did was just straight, just jaw dropping, and just you rock to it. You couldn't sit down and just be still at all. So it gave me inspiration to want to be me as a DJ. Jam Master J.
Jam Master J.
Yeah, man. I'll say that in the documentaries and everything, everybody says, Jam Master J is who gave the group style, you know what I'm saying, as far as how he dressed and just all this, that, and other. And I'll say, like, between Run DMC, so to date myself, me in junior high school, I'll say between Run DMC, the Beastie Boys, and LL Cool J, that was the that was pretty much what rolled out what was cool to wear and what wasn't cool to wear. And if you even had the money to get it. And like, and you know, the crazy thing about it is, you know, back then you could go to a flea market or you could go downtown,
right,
and you weren't spending like 200, 300, 400, you know what I'm saying, dollars on stuff. Like, man, 150 would have you like you was balling. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and,
right.
Take me back.
I'll tell you, man, probably I'll say I went through a phase and probably had to be about 93, 94 where I was on Bally's hard, man. I was on Bally's hard. I can't even find. I've looked online to try to find the ballot, like the old school. And somebody told me, I think I asked Fat Five Freddy. He was on one of our partner
shows.
He's also on Pharcyde TV. He has a show called, this guy named Santana. I went to high school with him. He got a show called Truth Seekers Radio. So he interviewed. He had me come in and we both interviewed Fat Five Freddy for his show. And I asked Fat Five Freddy, where could you get the bag? And he's like, nah, man, you can go to New York and you can get them. But I'm like, man, it's crazy because you can't find them online, man.
Right.
You can't find them online. But nah, man, the New York hip hop 86 to 88, man, that just shaped everything, man. And it's, you know, the weird thing about it is I saw Crush Groove when it came out and everything, but I wasn't able to probably truly appreciate it till like a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking back and it's not looking like this semi-documentary, bio, drama, comedy, whatever. It's kind of like, man, these dudes were space age, man. Right. Russell really had the money to get what's homeboy's name that plays the evil dude most of the time? Blair Underwood.
Yes.
Yeah. Russell had Blair Underwood, Sheila E. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, Curtis Blow was in there.
Yeah, man. So who, other than your brothers, who was the DJ that inspired you to DJ?
I can say we talking about back then in like 73, right? Or
yeah. Beginning.
Grandmaster Flash, he was one.
Mm-hmm.
Cash Money, DJ Cash Money from Philly. And
right.
Yes, sir. I gotta give hats off to Jazzy Jeff, no question.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And Scratch. DJ Scratch. Brooklyn, DJ that's my family. Scratch and oh yeah, rest in peace, Rock Raider.
Woo!
Yeah, Rob Swift.
Yep, Totally Clips.
All the X-Men, all the Supermen.
Boogie Blind.
Yes, sir. Let's not forget West Coast DJs, which was like what's my man?
Homeboy is the gangster.
Yeah, you know
who you talking about. He came to the DMC. Dang, my homeboy DJ Gargamel is hella close to him. He was in WC's group, the Mad Circle. Dang, homeboy was a straight up gangster, man, but he could DJ. But you know who I'm talking about. We'll get back to it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm gonna just say West Coast DJs, no doubt, which is incredible. Like I love the West Coast DJs as well as up the East. you know, East Coast DJs and out Midwest. Well, I just put it like this. Every DJ that moves me with their own style and the precision, you know what I mean, and their timing, like their intricate way to rock that's different, that moves me. And they funk, you know what I mean? And just a selection of records, you know, that's what it is.
DJ Aladdin is who I was talking about. DJ Aladdin.
Hello.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was gonna say, how old were you when you started taking DJing seriously?
7 years old when I first started. From that day,
7 years old.
Yeah, from 7 years old till now. Wow. I never played around with DJing, never. As well as making music, instrumentals and beats and stuff and recordings. Everything I deal with, I'm just straight serious about it all. This is my life, you know.
Man, so when you were in junior high school, what music were you listening to?
Like all kinds, like, you know, I never was like, oh, just this right here and nothing else. I was always like, yo, if it's hip hop, R&B, classical music, it don't matter. Just whatever, soulful music, slow music, gospel, you know, all of it. I'm just intrigued and loved by the sounds and the you know what I mean, like the different, the contrast in the music, you know.
I'll tell you something that's crazy. Like so Brown in the Pharcyde, I met him like probably was about 20, 21 or so. He was in a dance contest with one of the other guys in the group that I had went to high school with, and we went to San Diego, and everybody was kind of like, it was like a Greek thing. So a lot of fraternities, sororities, whatever. So while everybody was just kind of running buck wild and crazy all through the hotels, motel. It was not a hotel, it was a motel. Me and Brown kicked it in my car, and we was just chopping it up about life. And it's a trip because he's from like Pasadena. I'm from like the South Bay. Like I'm from like not too far from like Compton, Carson, just whatever. And there was this group that they're homeboy from New York, but it's crazy that he was from New York, but like that music was our kind of like, it was hip hop, but it was, I'll say, dang, I can't remember homeboy's name, but homeboy from Mantronics, the producer of Mantronics.
Mantronics, of course. That's my, I love Mantronics. Yeah.
Oh man.
UK, yeah. London,
yeah.
Mantronics.
And it was crazy because it's like, it was hip hop. It wasn't electro hop, but it was really like a music in its own. It's crazy because it was hip hop, but it was like on some other type of stuff. Like I don't want to say like craft work. It wasn't like craft work, but it was really something in its own vein.
Yes, sir.
But it's a trip because hip hop, like, it wasn't like brand new, but it wasn't as popular as it is today. You know what I'm saying? So everybody didn't listen to hip hop. But the crazy thing was, Mantronics kind of like crossed over to just like people who liked hip hop, people who like new wave, people who like whatever.
Yes.
And it was just some straight up hard beats, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he was definitely, Mantronics was definitely changing the game when he came in with the SB 1200, which I have one of those in my studio that I worked with first, was in the game making beats. I did the SB 12, and then you go from that to the Akai, you know what I mean, MPC. Then you go with other stuff like FL Studios and all kind of Pro Tools and all of that. So we use everything, you know, keyboards, digital, you know, MIDIs, everything, you know, like the MPK right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if y'all can see that.
Yeah.
The MPK, we use the MPKs, you know, all kind of stuff. So like it's what fits you. And then what equipment fits you, you gotta have it in here and in here to manualize that music and make the world or anyone that hears it say, yo, they took a lot of brain power to make that happen. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, the focus.
I got two questions. One, so we have the chat section, whatever, because we go stream live on YouTube, and somebody wanted to ask you, did the Bronx or Queens start DJ parties?
Say that again?
Did the Bronx or Queens start DJing parties?
From my knowledge, Kool Herc started it. You know what I mean?
Harlem, right?
So that was the Bronx, if I ain't mistaken.
Bronx, right.
Yeah, the South Bronx.
Yeah.
Said with which avenue? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kool Herc is you know, like the he is the one that birthed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I heard Manhattan keep on making it, Brooklyn keep on taking it, Bronx keep creating it, and Queens keep on faking it. But that's just what somebody told me. I don't know. I don't know.
Big up the KRS-One and Boogie Down Production. They played a super influential part in hip hop as well. You know what I mean? I love those tracks, and I got those records. Really, I got all the records. You know what I mean? That came, and we all know that Kool Herc, he made this legacy of what we do today in hip hop period a life for us and anyone who wants to live it and enjoy it, you know.
What was the name of your first DJ crew?
Oh, word. We was, it was called Too Thorough.
Too Thorough. Ooh.
Yeah, cause we was just thorough. Like we was just thorough. Like everything we did was
like
just
that name
to us. So we called ourselves that. Salute to them.
Spelled correctly?
Huh?
Spelled correctly? Like thorough is a tough word because
yeah, but that's what
thorough and tough. Huh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We believe that, you know what I mean, that when you representing, you kick doors down. You make crowds go crazy. You change the atmosphere from right here to through the roof. And that's what we believed in. And that's how we get it. We live it, you know.
Man, I tell you what, man, I had to fight myself and, for real, like twice. And I was showing Jeremy a picture before we went live. And the way I was tilting my camera, you could kind of see the picture and you kind of couldn't. But it was something really in me that made me want to show you at that record pool doing your thing, man. So people can really understand who we talking to right now.
Yeah.
So they don't get it confused and twisted. But due to the way that my phone looked crazy as hell, I'm not gonna belabor anybody through that. To watch my phone with a crazy glare off of it. But yeah, man, that was really something. So what was your high school like?
Well, everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody was, of course, trying to get their academics on. And of course, you had the dances. You know, every high school had the dances. And then they needed DJs. So that's where I came in. I was being the high school DJ. And the auditorium, when we would have, like plays and stuff and all of that, I was the DJ that was elected for that, the soundman. So with DJing, it took me so many places and put me in so many, situations where I could shine and do what I needed to do, which was make the crowd go crazy and go crazy inside while I'm doing, and stay calm outside while I'm rocking.
See, I DJed for a while. I got some 12s and a Pioneer mixer. I ain't even, man. I shame on me, man. That's just something that looks kind of fly in the crib, man. I need to put some work to it. But I DJ'd like 87, 88 on up to about like 91. Was never super dope, but I'm gonna tell you how cold the game is. Strictly on me being at the time, I didn't work for the Pharcyde. I was just a homeboy.
Right.
As they got their record deal and they were introduced to new crowds of people as well as me, because I was, the homeboy, hanging out or whatever, man, I was able to DJ clubs, man, and wasn't really dope at all. I wasn't the wackest, but I wasn't dope at all. But it's a trip on who you know. And if you're dealing with somebody who wants to impress the artist, oh man, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. And the craziest thing was, I remember I never carried records to get on, but I would have to play really early before other DJs, like really early. Like I remember this club I played for like 2 years straight every Tuesday, Guadalinda's. I'll say I probably had to spend from like 8 to 9. And then I maybe got to come in at around 10:30 or 11 and play like 2 or 3 cuts to just transition the DJ out or something like that. But it was it was about paying them dues. But I say that to say, we gotta give Nick Cannon a shout out, man, because he was
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon was carrying records for Biz Markie, man.
Oh, word.
Come on, man. Nick Cannon carried records for Biz Markie. Basically, since we talking about him in high school, we talk about high school dances and all that. We're talking about pre-Serato, pre-record collection on a hard drive, pre-record collection on the iPhone. We're talking about paper and plastic and milk crates and carrying those milk crates upstairs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man.
These joints right here.
Yeah, man. That was being a DJ was backbreaking, man. It was truly backbreaking.
Yeah, you had to have this to tote all that stuff everywhere. You had to have this and this to carry it all the way from party to party, from wherever. You be tired, but you still pumped up way up here to rock, because you knew that once you got it all set up and rock and gave the crowd what they wanted, like Eric and Paris did, gave the people what they wanted, till this day, it was all worth it at the end of the day,
See, I never had this right here when I DJ, because if I did, somebody would have been carrying them records, man. Somebody would have been carrying them records. I remember dreading carrying the crate from the car inside the club and dreading after the club carrying the records back out, maybe down some stairs and just all of that, man.
We had a lot of awkward places to rock, and then we had a lot of beautiful places to rock. So what we do and what we did always, we just took everything for like the experience and the opportunity and the see a broader people, like being in one spot and just being stagnant right there, we expanded. And you loved it. Even if you was pressured back then, you still love to expand, to be in different places, to show people that, you know what, I'm glad to be here and serve y'all with this music. You know what I mean? So that's what I always did my whole entire legacy. I love the entertain the world, you know?
So at what moment did you realize you're not a kid anymore, you're an adult, you're a man, but you still gonna DJ? Like you still like, man, other cats is working the super 9 to 5s and then this part-time job on top of that. Not saying that you haven't worked a job while you DJ, but some people, instead of trying to do something for themselves or do something within the arts, they'll work a job and then work another part-time job doing something that they hate. So at what moment did you say, you know what, I'm adulting right now, I can still DJ and blend this into the whole little adulting thing?
Well, throughout my whole entire legacy, yeah, you gotta have ends meeting when DJing don't meet your ends. You know what I mean? And you can still not end DJing to meet your ends at the same time. You're working to make ends meet. You know what I mean? So the whole time I've been DJing, I always kept a job and stood on my own too.
Good for you.
So, you know what I mean? Like that's what it's about. Like that's what separate the grown men from the boys as DJs and as real men, period. So that's neither here nor there. You know, everybody gotta have their back when nobody else got your back.
Man, that's the facts.
And that makes it, and you know what? That made me stronger and wiser and better. You know?
Who would you consider your biggest inspiration?
As far as what? Music?
I always go with both. So yeah, music, but then just as an overall artist.
My biggest inspiration in music, you know, is all the heroes and all the people who, you know what I mean, they broke their back and they had sleepless nights like me, and they overworked to get things done, and then they weren't appreciated, but they still never left the game and left music, period. And they still do it until they stop being able to use their craft. You know, all these type of people that is my biggest inspirations. You know what I'm saying? The ones that got kicked, the ones that got persecuted like me, the ones that was shut out of stuff that they deserved to be, you know, involved in, and they still didn't give up. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna name no names. I just know that they from West Coast, overseas, down south, Midwest, East Coast, it doesn't matter. Wherever you at, and you had a bad rap and you the best thing that's smoking and been persecuted and ain't got your shot and you still pushing and didn't give up, those are my inspirations. Those people.
It's a trip. I think about that all the time. On the weekends, I listen to an album. I listen to an album every weekend, so whether it's hip hop, whether it's new wave, soul, whatever. And then on Sundays, I like to watch documentaries just on different artists and stuff like that.
Me as well.
And it's a trip because behind every huge group that you hear about, there was somebody around them that they felt was way more talented, that just had had so much more.
Facts.
But they didn't have the politics behind them that the group had behind them, or the machine or the infrastructure that the group had behind them. And so you never hear about this person. And a lot of times it ends up being a person who's just really talented, man, and life just kind of implodes on, because they're sitting there and they're like, man, I know I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, and these guys are okay, but I know I'm dope, and it just, it goes crazy. But I'm gonna share something with you real quick.
Okay.
I was blessed to come into the whole hip hop situation with some cats that let me have fun, but then my discipline game was down too. Like they put the discipline down on me. Like I remember I would get this is before I did management, I was doing merch. And I remember the biggest kick to me was the backstage area in the green room. And when we would tour Europe back like late 90s, beginning of the 2000s, we would get a Sprinter van. Like before Sprinter vans were popular and all this, that, and the other, it was just the cheapest way. And it was kind of like a graduation from having to hop on trains and luggage and all that kind of stuff, because we had started taking a band out. So we would have to we'd have to rent a Fender Rhodes, we'd have to rent guitar amps.
Rhodes, I love Rhodes.
When we had the drummers, we'd have to rent a kit, because sometimes the venues would provide it, sometimes they wouldn't. But we would take a buyout though, which the buyout would always be more than what the actual gear was. So then it was like we could make a little bit off of that. But I would remember driving across Europe, and you've driven for about like maybe 4 or 5 hours, and you get to the venue. You might have, when you stop, you can eat, like they have Burger Kings over there, McDonald's or whatever, and then sometimes it's okay little restaurants. But it's like, okay, when we get to the venue, we know we're gonna have dinner, we know we're gonna have backstage, the ride or whatever. And I remember Brown would be like, man, we only here to do a job for like 45 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes, man. Why can't everybody just focus on what got us here and what's going to get us paid? And then when we do that, we can we can get to the other part. I remember we had some a guitar player and a keyboard player that was homeboys. And man, the keyboard player didn't want to help carry the Rhodes. The guitar player was kind of like, let's just say they was wine and cheese in it before anybody. As soon as we get there, we gotta set up or whatever. Them dudes.
Word.
But I was fortunate, man, to kind of be, brought in and kind of just shown that, like, man, you never forget what got you to where you are for the opportunity and for what your responsibility is to whoever booked you, as well as to the fans. And then after you do all that, if you could squeeze a little bit in, then that's all good. I had an OG pull me to the side when I became manager, and he said, never party at the party. Like if you want to party, party when you get home. Like party in your own space. You know what I'm saying? But you're not there to be part of what, and you're not the artist. You know what I'm saying? So you're not there to do what the artist does. You know what I'm saying? You're there to kind of just peep opportunities and just you're not to be there to be nobody's friend, none of that, whatever. And then you let the artist maybe set an opportunity up and then go for the play. But as far as you just, what was the name of that movie? Ice Cube, Jeezy, they was in Modesto.
Janky Promoters.
Those two.
I've never seen that movie, but when I first moved to LA, Tiffany Haddish was promoting it. That was like her claim to fame. Was being
I didn't even know she was. Oh man, I gotta rewatch it, man.
That was like everything. She was like, I'm in this movie coming out, Janky Promoters, and and then it came and went. Because it didn't come out in theaters. Yeah.
Oh man, funny man. Oh man, funny.
Word up. Word up.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
the 3 dopest DJs you've seen in person.
To me, right?
Yeah.
I like how much concentration he be putting into the questions. I mean,
Yeah, the 3 dopest. It's more than that, but we're gonna narrow it down to the 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put myself in there. You
That's
gotta,
right.
so you gotta believe in you. So I'm gonna say me, Scratch, yeah, yeah, Jeff is crazy. Yeah, Jeff is crazy. And
Don't even worry about it, man. If they go to your YouTube page and they see you at that record pool, they'll understand why you putting so much concentration.
look,
They'll understand.
I got another question because we got some audience feedback going on.
okay,
Who is I'm gonna ask the second question. You have a favorite EPMD funny moment?
a favorite EPMD what?
Funny moment. Something funny that happened.
Something funny that happened to EMP.
Mhm.
Um, oh yeah, I guess I you know what, in the video Strictly Business,
Okay.
you know, when the sheriff was you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
getting chased in that video, and Ian them was like, yo, this is crazy. You know, he's trying to steal stuff from them, like, you know, and it was just it was real crazy at the end when they made him, you know, they ran him out of the town. You know what I'm saying? That was real funny as far as in the Strictly Business video.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That was something real funny to me. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so what would your perfect your dream versus battle be?
My what?
Versus battle. Like what's the versus battle that you want to see? Are you familiar with versus?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's one that hasn't
My
happened that you would like to see?
my favorite versus show, right?
Well, no,
No.
well, I mean it can be, but I was saying more likely the dream, your
The battle.
dream matchup.
If
Yeah,
you could talk to Swiss and you could talk to Timberland and be like, you guys need to do this versus
yeah.
y'all need to hop on this. Who would you want to see?
On the verses, right? Who
Yeah.
would I want
Yeah.
to see on? Okay, I think I would want to see Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Yeah, them two on there. Yeah.
I like the curveball because I feel like most people would have put KRS for
Yeah,
Rakim, but I like
yeah,
the two.
that's dope. Yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
want to see Rakim and Big Daddy Kane on there.
They holding
Yeah.
out on that one. I can see that one going down too. They probably holding out on that one, man.
Word up, word up, word up. But the favorite one that I love is no question EPMD. You already know his squad is first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
Wu was that was my man. That was so dope. You know what I mean to me. The Wu-Tang and the Hit Squad. That was epic. That was so epic. Word is bond.
So how'd you end up hooking up with the Hit Squad?
Well, this is the main reason I got with them is Lies Paparazzi, which is, you know what I'm saying, who I DJ. I'm his DJ, and you know what I'm saying, Lions Main Records. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And we in the process of doing this the first album, the Gordon Parks album. You know what I mean? Like the label flew me up to New York, and not the first one, but the second time I came back, you know what I mean? I was going on the radio to rock, right? For the marathon, the DJ marathon. Mm-hmm. So that evening, Lies, he had called me. He put me in the hotel. Then he called me and was like, yo, I'm on the way to get you. I'm like, word? Nah, man, I'm trying to rest. Because I win and I needed that rest, right? Uh-huh. So he wasn't having that. So, okay, I get out the bed. You know, when you get in the hotel, you unwind totally. And then when you get that call from your CEO, you got to get up. Ain't no laying down. So he's the CEO of Lions Main Records. So, you know, you ain't going to say, yo, nah. So when I got up, I didn't even know where we was going. And when he came and picked me up, he was like, yo, I'm taking you to Brooklyn. So we go to Brooklyn, right? We go to the Art of Rap, Ice-T's Art of Rap.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even know we were going to this event. All right. He taking me to see Parrish. Mm-hmm. So, pardon me. So I'm not even knowing that I'm on the way to meet Parrish. Mm-hmm. But he knows this. Because he's like, yo, I'm gonna take him to see P. Because you know, him and P, they like this. Family. So boom. He was already in the Hit Squad. Lies was already in the Hit Squad. You know, and he brought me there. So when we go, Parrish calls him. And I'm like, yo, I'm on the passenger side. And Parrish calling him Lies. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. And then Lies, you know, they have they real, you know, fam squad talk. And we get there and no question, Parrish is there. So boom, Lies take me to meet Parrish and we get in. Parrish, you know, and Lies, you know, make it happen. Mm-hmm. When I met P, we just clicked. We just clicked automatically. And Lies was like, oh, P was like, yo, I heard you on the radio. As far as Lies, he thought it was Lies. And scratching and doing all the shit and playing a record, you know, Parrish and Eric's record, mm-hmm. But it was me, Lies' DJ. Mm-hmm. So Parrish it gave me the story how that happened, but a long story short, when I met P, you know, it was something that was gonna happen. It was already gonna happen, and then from then on, you know what I mean, Parrish welcomed me in the Hit Squad. But Lies had already like stamped me as a Hit Squad DJ. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Through Parrish and his relationship. Mm-hmm. And you know, after Lies had knighted me, Parrish knighted me as well and said, yo, welcome to the squad. So from then on, 6 years, it's been that. Lions Main, you know what I mean, Records, Hit Squad.
Okay. We had another question. We got a couple questions from the Peanut Gallery. Somebody wanted to know why K Solo didn't blow up like Redman, especially after the incredible banger Letterman.
Well, that's something that I have no knowledge of. You know what I mean? But you know, he blew up. If they're knowing that he had these records, that's blowing up.
Yeah.
That's for itself, you
know? Yeah.
Harris and Eric, they did what they had to do with the squad. Everybody blew up.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. What they gotta understand is you gotta keep shit going, or shit takes a break.
Mm-hmm.
And in the course of the break, everybody got real lives that's going on. And people don't know, the fans don't know that we have real lives, and we can't be worrying about records when something else is more important than the records. Not that the records ain't important as hell, but your life, your personal life is more important than a record when it comes down to the fans not knowing and you're knowing what you got to do. And then when you get done that, the records come back and play. So, you know, whatever Solo's doing, salute the Solo too. And, you know, hey, tell them Solo's working on some shit, and they gonna be surprised whenever that happens, you know.
Also, by another user, what do you think of this versus Pete Rock versus DJ Scratch?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, we got a better question. How'd you end up winning the DJ Achievement Award?
Well, basically, like being a battle DJ, being a tour DJ, a producer, a radio DJ, and just a turntablist. All of that. Yeah, all of that made me throughout 4 decades and 4 years on top of that. That's a whole music crowned me, you know, and the world crowned me, and my city crowned me, you know, which is I salute, you know what I'm saying, everybody who believed in me and still believe in me and still, you know, want to hear that Cut Lord Swift shit. You know?
Dope. Yeah, man. Going back to K Solo, man. Woo! Man.
Yeah, Solo's
going back to K Solo. Whoever asked that question, what they need to do is go back and watch the Redman Method Man versus.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
And see K Solo come out on that stage and rip it.
Yep.
Toward, like all of them did. Like
everybody.
Yeah.
And that was dope, because it was like it was Redman and Method Man's verses, but EPMD got they had their thing inside of that thing.
No doubt. Parish.
So that was a very powerful moment.
Yeah, so was.
For me personally.
Yeah, P got busy. P got busy. P owned the stage. Parish owned it. He took over with energy that was just so precedented, man, that it was like he never went nowhere. It's like he had more nitrous than nitrous got nitrous. You know what I mean? Word is bond. Salute to Eric. Salute to Parish. You know,
EPM squad. Yeah.
No, EMD Hit Squad. The whole Hit Squad. Yes, and the whole Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang was there. Yeah.
Salute the Scratch too for holding it down, holding them down for verses. Word up.
Yeah.
No. Word up. Yeah, and I like to say, shout out to Brown. Salute to Brown.
Yeah, he's in here.
Thank you, Brown, for the opportunity with Pharcyde TV. And salute to you guys. Y'all are incredible what you're doing, man. Like, yes, sir. Salute to Smooch. Smooch, I give you 2 salutes. Thank you, brother. You are a breath of fresh air. Salute to California. Over there, the whole West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We love it. You know what I mean? Like, for real. For real.
That's tight. It's like I said earlier, the conversations that I've had with you, never met you in person, the conversations I've had with you through Lyles / Garcia / Randall / because you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, sir.
It's just all on that progressive vibe. And that's what I got time for. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, man, it don't matter what I'm doing in my day. If somebody's trying to get it popping, man, if I'm not physically immersed in something, like, man, I got time for that call. Like, man, I'm trying to work with folks who's trying to work with me, who's trying to get it popping. So with all that being said, we about to wrap the interview up. But one question for you: what do you miss about how things were before the pandemic came? Because it's been right about a year since everything was just kind of like realer than real. So what do you miss about before things got realer?
Well, the main thing I missed was touring, because I was on tour. Lions Mane Records, we were on tour for like about a good 5 years prior to the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I miss. I miss being on the road, being on the first class. Lions Mane Records put me first class, and, doing the shows and the videos and all of that. And when we did our first album, the Gordon Parks album, that's what happened. We was on a 5-year run, and we did great. You know what I mean? And, matter of fact, y'all, everybody can go get that album on all digital platforms. You know what I'm saying? The Gordon Parks album. Go get it, because that is our first album, and it's astronomical, man. Real hip hop.
Was that the one that had the single with Dave on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes.
so I got a funny little quick one on that.
All right.
we did Brown and myself, we did a lot of footwork with Gorillas, and that's where, like, we knew De La, but we got to really, like, man, we around each other. Brown was around way more than I was, because after a few years, then I didn't go out as much.
Right.
We were bouncing to Europe like twice a month sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then being, I think there was other brothers there, but I think the cultural thing of coming from the United States, we just clicked with De La like that, because it's like, okay, they from the East Coast, we from the West Coast, but we cool, and we all are kind of on a similar vibe, just coming from the States.
Right.
And I want to say I saw Dave repost the video, or it might have been the audio to the song that he did with Lies, and
Top Shelf.
And I said to Dave, and I think he might have thought I was kind of being funny style, which man, I got to talk to him. I got to let him know that I wasn't, though, because I was like, man, how did y'all pull it? I'm like, dude, that sounds kind of sample heavy. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope though. It was like, that song was like really dope.
Yes.
And it was just kind of like, okay, I get it. But he didn't tell me it was his family though.
Right. That's how he is. You know what? I want to say, take a second real quick to talk about Lies Paparazzi, the CEO of Lions Mane Records. Like, he has did so much for a lot of people, like major people and people that weren't major, that was trying to go major and still want to be major.
Yeah.
And all he ever does is like, he just give, and you know, he showed mad love, and you know, a lot of people like ain't want to see that record, that album come out, or any records that he's you know, like masterminding the create.
Mm-hmm.
And I've watched this with my own eyes, you know, with his right hand. So, you know, for 5 years, and then me and him got a 25 to 30 year, you know, family friendship, you know what I mean? Like without records. So he didn't come into the music game saying, I want to make records. He never did that. When I asked him when he first came down and I recorded him in my studio before my mother passed away, and he met my mother, God rest the dead, and everything. She loved him. And I never forget what she told me after we recorded, when I first, you know, put him in the studio, and we did a song called Real Rhymes, and he was incredible. Like I made the beat, and boom, he had a hook already, and he let me hear the hook, and I was like, yo, what up? And he was like, just let me record. I let him go in the booth. He records perfect, right? Then he come out, and I said, yo, man, I want to do an album with you. He said, nah, I ain't albums. Nah, I just wanted to do that one joint with you.
That sounds just like him.
so I'm gonna tell you the real. He did not care about making records. He just wanted to do a song. And I wanted him to do records because I saw what kind of brilliant mind, how he makes music and how he moves, period. And how he takes care of stuff and takes care of business. While other people might not want to give him the opportunity that he deserves. And like I like to say this right here, Smooch, I thank you and salute you for giving Lions Mane Records the opportunity with your platform and Pharcyde, which is Brown. You know, we very honored to get this opportunity, man. Like, you know, it's well from the heart appreciated. You know what I mean? Because
we gonna hit them from the left. We gonna hit them from the left. It's so far from what Minds is gonna think it's gonna be. But
yes, I agree.
We gonna put it together and get it popping. So for the last question, with all you've seen in the last year of just craziness, where do you see the progression of social interaction going in the next 2 years with this whole?
I think it'll be more interacting, like outside, but still mass going on, because the world will never be 100% sure of going back to no mask everybody. You know what I mean? Like even all these shots and all of that, and the social distancing and all of that, it has put a fear that we never ever as a you know, United States and world on earth people ever could imagine, man, in this new, you know, age. We never imagined to be walking around with a mask on and talking to each other.
That's a movie, man. That is a movie.
You know what? It feels like it ain't funny, but it's funny that I feel uncomfortable when I walk in the store, a grocery store, and I got a mask on. I'm safe everywhere. But if you know, I might look like I'm gonna rob my own people. You know what I mean? Because when you got a mask on,
I thought about that.
Pick up people when you ain't even trying to do that. So you know, it feels crazy, but it's safe. You know, it's safe, and that's all what matters at the end of the day: being safe, man. No matter what. You know.
Well, nah, man, I want to thank you, Swift, man. I appreciate you coming in. It wasn't on us, but YouTube was having some issues tonight. You know what I'm saying? YouTube was having some issues tonight, but we always rebroadcast the show, so we're gonna rebroadcast the version of it that's not gonna have all the crazy interruptions and all the little ins and outs.
I like to sit before I go, because I don't want to be chewed out the rectum for no shouting. My people's out. I like to shout. I like to give us a shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the Most High, creator of all creation.
Yeah.
Who gave us the mind, the heart, and the spirit, and the hands, and the craftsmanship, and the gifts to do what we're doing. First of all. And I like to give a shout out to my brother who started me at 7 years old, DJ Cool Ray. You know, I love you, bro. Thank you for giving me just what all y'all know me for, DJing and producing. I like to give a shout out to Lions Main Records, of course. I like to give a shout out to, you know what I'm saying, EPMD, you know what I'm saying? PMD, Parish, salute. Live, salute. I like to give a shout out to Untouchable Nation. Saying King Ellie and Prince Asa. That's my team too. I like to give a shout out to Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, salute to Wu. Yes, sir. I like to give a shout out to my cousin, Kinetic 97, he believed in me from day one, and I know he got tired of going to these shows with me and watching me politic and chop it up, and then get busy on the 1 and 2s, and then have to drive all the way back home from one state to another, city to another. Pharcyde, no question. I like to give a salute and shout out to Pharcyde. You know what I'm saying? Brown, thank you. I like to give a shout out to LA, Los Angeles, New York, Bull City, you know what I'm saying, North Carolina, the whole North Carolina state, you know what I'm saying, Bull City, all my DJ squad, they know who they are. In Durham and Raleigh and the whole surrounding areas of North Carolina. ATL, salute to DJ Nas, my family down there, and everybody in ATL. My family, of course, no doubt. My family, and most definitely my fans. Of course, the fans. Without all of these people, it wouldn't be no me. And my mother and father, rest in peace. Mom, we did it. We at the top, like you said. And Pharcyde TV, Lions Main Records, and his squad, and you know, God bless Productions, who she gave this to and invested in from day one. We here, like she said it. Her vision, her dream has came true. You know what I'm saying? And she's happy. And, you know, the whole world. Overseas, we can't forget. And y'all can go get the single. It's coming out. We got a single coming out, which is called, you know what I'm saying, Made Me Do.
Made Me Do.
Pharcyde, Lions Main Records, Made Me Do, featuring Dudley Music. Dudley Music is on the single, and PMD is hosting the song. PMD is doing the introduction. Salute to Paris. Mike Ducks, you know what I'm saying? His squad, Lions Main Records, Dudley Music, Made Me Do, coming soon. And all I want to say is, man, that's it, man. That's it.
Oh, what's up with you, Jeremy? So I didn't do a formal introduction, Swift. Jeremy's a comedian. So
Okay.
You never have to.
He can go deep.
Sometimes you don't need that. You know?
He didn't go deep with this one. So what's up, Jeremy? What you
Audible. Got? Listen, you called the Audible, and tonight that was an incredible Audible.
Who? What, me?
It worked. Timing is everything. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for all the whole show. That's it. That's all I can say, man.
What's going with me? You check me out on I did a couple of other podcasts this week. I shouted out Splendid Radio, try to redirect traffic here. But I was on the Awkwardly Social podcast. Also, I was on the Public Enemy #1 podcast as well. Check those out.
Yes.
Then I got a show. Was it Thursday at the Comedy Chateau? It's at 9 p.m. Then a Supernova Comedy. You can check that online. I'm there Sunday. I'm at the Comedy Store. It's back. First show back at the Comedy Store. Yeah. Oh. They only accepted vaccinations and COVID-free comedy, but I'm there Friday.
Wait a minute. Spin the record back real quick.
Go back.
So how are they accepting vaccinations? Like what people got to show?
You gotta have proof, man. It's the new world. Yeah.
But is there really proof?
Yeah, I mean that damn card.
They give you a card?
Yeah, you gotta get one. You gotta get one. If you ain't got one, you ain't going in. Period.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody's selling them cards, man.
Yeah. They bootlegging somewhere, no doubt.
Yeah, man, that's it. You know, I feel like we was at the awards though for a second.
Yeah, man. Hey,
like we was at the awards. Like we did it big, mama.
This is a big deal. Nah, this is a big deal, man. This is a big deal.
Yeah, because you know, I rarely do these interviews, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like, you know, I always get, yo, we was watching and you ain't say our name, you ain't Swift, you forgot about us, and we love you, we this with you, and you never do that. You know, I'm like, yo, I never really have time to do all of that. So I felt
can't get a shout out. I can't get just a little bit of.
Well, speaking of shout outs, because we do got a audience here. Right. Shout out to my boy Jason Bantu. Shout out to AK Freestyle for chiming in. Mike Alvarez, thank you. These chimed in pretty hard. Who else in here? Oh, Leslie Debbie Loy. I don't know if these some of your people.
They're destroying names, man.
But these people, but they look. Much respect. Thank you for Thank you for participating. And also the one and only Brown of the Pharcyde. You know, he actually chimed in. I don't like to reveal everything he says because sometimes it gives it away. But you know, thank everybody who chimed in.
And I want to give a shout out to Batos Garden, sponsor of the show today. Hooked up with the head cheese yesterday, and he gave me a sample and whatnot. And you can find Batos Gardens, cannabis oils right now at the California Cannabis Dispensaries in Los Angeles. the Soto location, the Crenshaw location, and the Melrose location, which is right off of Manhattan Beach Boulevard, I believe. So with that being said, this has been Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. Peace. Yeah.